Greetings, this is Pillar Nexus, going back into my board game design vault with Battlelands, where you will take your commander, move them around, spend their income on putting more ships out, to gain more income from having those ships out, and eventually clear out your stash of ships by deploying them to the world, or getting at least 20 of them onto the glory card. To explore the world, it becomes bigger, more cards get added, and every new map card gets a lock token. Lock tokens can be removed by paying for them, which gets you a random card from the research deck, as long as it matches the terrain type. If it doesn't, then you just keep drawing until you get it. And then there are 15 different kinds of research cards. For each kind, they either do the exact same thing or they do certain things based on terrain types. A few of them have a set bonus. For example, having all three of these training centers gets you 5 glory. So either having 20 glory or wiping out your chips helps you win. So you can find a way to return chips to players their supply through battles. You'll take dice based on how many chips you have in and around the area. Your defending opponent will also get dice for any chips they may have in and around the area. For every dice the other side is short, they will get what are known as NX dice, or non-existent. They will be set to 2. Starting with the attacker, or is it the defender? Let's double check. That's right. Starting with the attacking player, both players can buy the extra dice with their available income at 2 per dice, to a maximum of 12 dice per side. So neither side's going to do so. Let's say there's 5 on one side and 3 on the other. And roll them. And then they're organized based on ascending to descending values. And one side gets a success for each other's, for each die that's greater than. Wasn't a complete wipeout, but this side wins. So if it was the attacker, it's going to remove a chip and replace it with its own. If it's a defender, it gets to stay there. Having all the successes on one side also provides a glory, which again helps end the game sooner. So everyone will take their turns until the game ends. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to this game, just move around. One of the movement things, you can move one. Moving through areas with your own ships does not count against your movement. Go all the way here. Your commander is critical for deploying things, and if you need to defend something, your commander lets you. Your commander being in that location helps you buy more defense dice. You can't buy dice on defense without your commander. But eventually, spaces run out. The circles cost based on the number of circles that are there. So it costs 4 to put its token in a city, but only 1 to put it in the water. The idea of it costing more is because you could stay there and double up and have a greater income base in places like cities, plains, and forests. And again, terrain will affect research cards you end up with, but there's a lot of repeats. That's pretty much it. Not much to this game. Influences Tom Clancy's Politica, the board game, for not having to stop until you get to somewhere else. Wahaha ha. Try, there's like 3 houses in there. For the the dice system. Actually, buying dice also comes from Politica. What else? Just there's. I'm trying to remember what else has been an influence in this game, and it's kind of hard. I think I worked on this game like 2 years ago. I want to say it was around the time that I was still looking for another job at the time. And there's quite a bit of components to it. I think it stands a better chance than a lot of the other ideas. But it's also very random between the dice. There's only 6 types of map cards, so it's not too random for that world. And then again with the repeats, the research cards, there's some reliability in finding one of the 15. Yeah, that's another influence, is probably the Eve Conquest for the research deck. Just a bunch of cards that do the same thing or almost the same thing in multiples. But yeah, that's Battlelands. This is the 7th game in the Game Design Vault series. I'm going to do one final video about games where I've completely lost components or just disassembled things, or where I have pieces and it's just a concept that's never really gotten off the ground. But this has been Pillar Nexus. Thank you for watching. If you think this is interesting, let me know. See you next game.